What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you are seeing this background, it means I'm not here to skate, I'm here to talk. And over the past few weeks I have been doing a lot of skating because I hit my ankle, and it's generally better, but then every time I skate on the weekend, like, I'm extending the healing process. So I just thought, why not, just take like a 1 month break and then make sure it heals well, and then it's painless, and then I can go back to skating. So then a week ago, I've had a lot of people asking me what's the difference between the MT4 and then the MT Plus skate, which I skate both skates anyway. So a lot of people has been asking me what the differences are. And then a lot of people mainly wanted to know about the liners. So today I have here both liners. This is the one from the MT Plus, and then this is the one from the MT4. I'm just going to tell you the advantages and disadvantages of both, and then which one you should get depending on your feet size. So yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so let's start with the MT Plus liner. Now there is two versions of the MT Plus skates, the 2018 and the 2019 version. The main differences are the graphics on the skates and then the liner. If you have the 2018 version of the MT Plus, the liner doesn't come with lace loops, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3. But then if you have the 2019 version, the liner comes with lace loops. So this is the liner from the 2019 version. I particularly like this liner more because it generally just looks very solid. If you look underneath here, it's glued anyway. So if you look here, it looks solid. This looks like a quality work done here on the bottom of the liner. I don't know if you can see here. This looks like really great work. It doesn't look like it's going to come off anytime soon. But then this is true to size. So if you're a size 42, which, like me, if you're a size 42, you get a 42, because this wouldn't extend in any way. So these are true to size. And the shock absorber comes underneath the liner, as you can see over here. And this liners the padding is generally just very comfortable. And I've been skating this more than I've been skating the MT4 liners, and I just like this one. Okay, so the next one here is the MT4 liner. Now there is also two versions of the MT4 skates, the flash version, which is the one with the see-through shell, and then the MT4 lavender, which is the purple one I skate. So the liner that comes on them is basically the same thing. But if you look on this liner, the main difference between this liner and the one that comes on the MT Plus is that this liner has the neoprene on the toe. Now most liners that have the neoprene on the toe are dual size, which means they fit like a 41-42 or a 42-43. They are basically two sizes. But then this liner is like, it's still true to size regardless of the fact that it has the neoprene on the toe. So if you're 42, you should get a 42. But then since it has the neoprene on the toe, a lot of people think, oh, it can fit a 42-43. But you might be wrong, because I have a friend, one of the boys I skate with is a legit size 43, and he is not able to fit into this liner because this liner is a 42. Now if you are still not convinced, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to put both liners side by side and then do the measurements for you to see. So here now I have both liners, as you can see here. This is the one from the MT Plus, this is the one from the MT4. Now if you put these liners this way together, if you can see here, from the toe area to the heel, they are the same size. But then this doesn't have any neoprene on the toe, and then this has the neoprene on the toe. This is a 42, this is a 42. Now the reason why you should be getting the MT4 liner is obviously the neoprene on the toe. So if you are in between sizes, if you are, let's say, a size 42 but then your toes are a little bit longer, and if you are not a 43, you can get this one, because if you put your feet in here, the neoprene will allow it to stretch a little bit, so you will still get a little more room. So if you are like in between a 41 and a 42, or in between a 42 and a 43, you can get the MT4, because the liner will allow you to stretch a little bit and it will give you a little more room here. But then if you are a legit like 42 only or a 43 only, you can get the MT Plus. So the main advantages here of the MT4 liner and the MT Plus liner is the neoprene that comes on the MT4. But then if I have to compare both liners looking at quality, I think the MT Plus liners are of more quality than the MT4 liners. Basically because if you look underneath the MT4, the MT plus liner, sorry, if you look underneath the MT plus liner, if you look closely, this is glued, okay, and this actually look like, if you, the material underneath the liner looks more solid than the material that comes underneath the MT4 liner. Underneath the MT4 liner, the material isn't so strong here, and then on the MT4 liner, the liners are actually stitched, okay. So if you have like, if this breaks here, it means the whole stitch is eventually going to go off, like you can see here on mine, okay, because it's just stitched down here. There is no glue, there is nothing, it's just stitched. So if I, as you can see, I can even put my feet, I can put my finger sorry, I said feet I can put my finger in here because the ropes, the thread just came out, okay. But if you look at the MT plus liner, there are no threads here, and so there is no way you are going to rip this liner open, you get it. But then this is one size fits, so if you are in between sizes, you can't really get this one. If you're a size 43, you should get a 43. But then looking at the liners, like I said earlier, this is stitched all the way around, and then this is glued. And this one, the stitches are already coming off. And you wouldn't want a liner like this on the MT4 skates. But then looking at this one, I've been skating this one longer than this one anyway. But then this one is still intact, and this one is coming out already. Another thing is, if you look closely at both liners, on the MT plus you have the shock absorber right underneath the liner. It is glued underneath that hard material. I don't know what this material is called, but if you look underneath, the shock absorber is down here. If you look at this one, there is no shock absorber down here, and this place feels more slippery than this place. So if you have like a smaller foot, you actually feel the MT4 liner moves a little bit inside of the skates. That is if you have a fairly smaller foot. But then if your feet is like a 42, like I said, if you get the right size fit, you wouldn't feel the movement so much. But then if you are somebody that pays attention to your skating, you realize the MT4 liner moves a little bit inside of the skates. And then the shock absorber for the MT4 is inside the footbed, and it's a very slim shock absorber, and this still works, but then it's a little bit slim. So that is it about the MT4 liners here. And then the MT plus liner, as you can see here, like I said, my favorite liner is the MT plus one, just because it has a more solid construction underneath here. This is more durable than this one is. The advantages you have on this one is you have extra room on here, which makes you a little bit more comfortable. And then on this one, you have to get your right size, so you don't get any extra room here. But if you're a legit 42, this is true to size, and so this is equally a little more comfortable. Aside that, yeah, there is no real differences, but there are some advantages that come in general with the MT4 skates than the MT plus skates. I haven't reviewed the MT plus skates, but I have reviewed the MT4 skates, and the video is, I think, up here. If you check in this video, you see the full reviews. So yeah, to end this video, I would actually say, personally for me, I think the MT plus has a better liner than the MT4, just because this stitching here hasn't held up longer than this one has. And then if you look at it anyway, you can just tell this one has a more quality looking liner on the base, and then this one is just stitching. And you can see here, like I said, the stitching is already coming off on this one. But comfort wise, this is a little more comfortable than this one, because this one gives you a little more room, and then this one doesn't give you any room to stretch at all. So the shock absorption on this liner still works better than this liner. But then there are generally some advantages that come with the MT4 skates that the MT plus skates doesn't have. Like the MT4 skates generally come with a stiffer frame than the MT plus. So yeah, that is just about it. I think I've done enough talks on both liners, and if you ask me personally, I would say go for the MT Plus liner, because this is durable, and this will last longer than this one will last. But then again, there are some advantages that come with the MT4 as a full skate than the MT Plus as a full skate. They are both customizable in many ways than one. And yeah, so those that were asking about the liner, I think I have said enough. And I think by when you are done watching this video, if you watched it to this point, you would actually know, like I said, you would know which liner to go for depending on your feet size. If you are in between sizes, like if you're a size 41, 42, 42, 43, if you are in between sizes, I think the MT4 liner would work best for you because of the neoprene here, and it will stretch a little bit and it will make you comfortable. But if you are very sure of your feet size, like you know for sure you are a 42, you know for sure you are 43, I think you should go for the MT Plus, because this liner would equally last longer, and this liner will fit very comfortably with the shock absorption very good on here. And so that's everything you need to know about the MT4 and the MT Plus liners. If you did enjoy this video, you can give me a like. If you have any more questions, you can let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again on another video. Cheers.